Today's show comes to you from the Deep South and one of our favorite tracks on the NASCAR circuit, Alabama International Motor Speedway in Talladega. Among racetracks, it's a giant with a 4,000-foot back straightaway, 4,300-foot front chute, and turns that seem to bank right up into the sky. Talladega was designed for extremely high speeds and passing. Well, it all spells action. This is the starting field for the 5th annual running of the Winston 500. 50 of the fastest, most powerful late model stock cars in the world, piloted by some of the premier drivers of NASCAR. They'll compete for a distance of 500 miles, turning laps in excess of 190 miles per hour. To most of the drivers, Alabama Motor Speedway is a flat-out racetrack. To us, it represents the most awesome speed arena in the nation. The oval is 2.6 miles long with turns banked 33 degrees. As they get ready to move out for the parade lap, the lineup sounds like a who's who of racing. Buddy Baker was the fastest qualifier and starts on the pole in his Ford number 15, with Donnie Allison in the Dygard Chevy number 88 alongside. Bobby Allison is in the 3rd position with the Coca-Cola Matador number 16. In the 4th spot, it's David Pearson driving the Purolator Mercury car 21. In the 3rd row, it's the world-famous Dodge number 43, driven by Richard Petty. Car 54, Lenny Pond, shares the row with Richard. Then it's number 90, the Truxmore Ford, driven by Dick Brooks. Benny Parsons is in the Chevy 72. 9th and 10th is Gordy Johncock and Ramos Stott. These are the top 10 cars and stars of NASCAR that lead this sensational 50-car field through the 4th turn and onto the tri-oval. Powerhouse engines begin to whine to a deafening roar as all cars approach the start line. The green flag is out, and this Alabama spectacular is now underway.
At races like the Daytona 500, Cale Yarborough proved that Valvoline racing oil can take the punishment in this kind of driving. In the mountains of New Mexico, Ron Lyman proves that Valvoline All Climate stands up to his kind of driving. Prove to yourself that Valvoline motor oil can take it in your kind of driving, too. Valvoline, for every kind of car, every kind of driving. Quality products of Ashland Oil, a growing worldwide company.
Buddy Baker's Ford accelerates quickly, and he leaps off the pole to take the lead as all cars pound through turn 1. Bobby Allison is 2nd with brother Donnie 3rd. The Allisons want to keep this one in the family, and down the long back straight, they both explode past Baker, and in turn 3, Donnie is the new leader, with Bobby's Matador knocking right on his trunk lid. Onto the tri-oval at the end of the 1st lap, Bobby and Donnie Allison are side by side. Buddy Baker in the pocket, Pearson is 4th and Petty 5th. In the 1st turn, Donnie staves him off to hold the lead. Number 11, Cale Yarborough, is putting on a sensational charge. He started in the 24th position, and in the 3rd turn, passes Richard Petty to take over 5th. That, my friend, is called traveling. In turn 2, Buddy Baker slides his Ford up on the inside of Bobby Allison. And down the back chute, we've got a Ford Chevy battle for 2nd. Donnie Allison leads them onto the tri-oval, and the traffic is thick as Pearson moves up to try the outside. The speeds are fantastic. This lap was just clocked at over 191 miles per hour. In turn 2, Yarborough and Baker are glued together, but the scramble down the back chute is unbelievable, and the Mercury number 21 comes out of a 3 abreast drag to pass both cars. And in the third turn, the duel for second place is decided. David Pearson owns it. Pearson continues his charge on the front chute as he puts the big Merc around the high side of Donnie Allison to once again change the lead. Cale Yarborough moves into second, sending Donnie back to third with Buddy Baker in the fourth spot. Cale is drafting just inches off David's rear bumper. There's the first casualty of the race. John Ray blew the engine in his Chevy number 77, but he keeps it down low on the apron. There is no yellow flag. Now Cale Yarborough limps into the pits with the windshield in his lap. He was attempting to pass David Pearson on the front chute when his windshield was sucked right back into the car. This has happened several times here at Talladega due to the extremely high speeds. On the track, Donnie Allison in the Chevy number 88 has regained the lead. Buddy Baker has now moved into second. Dick Brooks in car 90 is third, with Benny Parsons, number 72, running fourth. In turn 2, Donnie has that Chevy all wound up. Uh-oh, he just blew the engine. Now Benny Parsons hits the oil slick, loses it, and rips his car apart on a slider along the outside retaining wall. At the same time, car number 65, Carl Adams, spins and crashes in turn 2. And car 82, driven by Farrell Harris, completely demolishes the front end of his Dodge on a 3,000-foot slider down the inside guardrail. All drivers are okay, but this sensational high-speed accident on the back chute claims 4 cars and brings out the first yellow flag of the day, while the wreckers go out to get them. That last accident gave Benny Parsons and 3 other drivers spectator tickets for the rest of the race. After the damaged machinery was towed behind the wall and a lot of pit stops made, it was Cease Gordon in car 24 that let him down for the restart. But he's got Darrell Waltrip in the Chevy 17 and Dick Brooks in car 90 right on his tail. Down the back chute, Dick Brooks drops in the low groove and fires past Gordon to take the lead. Waltrip follows him through to pick up second place. Into the dog leg, and Waltrip hits the afterburner. Moves up alongside Brooks, and entering turn 1, the Tennessee Traveler is the new leader. The windshield problem becomes too much for Cale Yarborough, and he wheels the Chevy 11 behind the wall out of the race. Lenny Pond is having the same trouble. His crew install new glass. Look out, front chute. Bobby Allison just lost the Matador, careened off the wall, and slid all the way into the first turn infield grass. Bobby's all right, but it'll be another wrecked car in the garage. With a caution light on, pit row becomes the place to be. Pearson is one of the first in. The Wood brothers pulled on new rubber. Petty has a cracked windshield. His crew hit it with a gaffer's tape. Bud Moore and the crew give Buddy Baker left side rubber and fuel. All stops are short, and as quickly as they came in, they're gone. Bobby Allison's wall-scarred Matador is pushed into the garage. Suddenly, it's that time. The pace car drops off the track, and Richard Petty leads Pearson, Baker, and Waltrip down for the restart. Petty's visibility is very limited, with the entire right side of his windshield taped due to the cracked glass. At these tremendous speeds, he's now wondering if it'll hold. Down the back chute, it's a three-car express headed up by David Pearson that fly past Richard. And now, the lineup reads Pearson, Baker, Waltrip, and Petty fourth. Storybook race. 28 lead changes so far, and now Buddy Baker makes it 29 as he screams past Pearson to run up front. Darrell Waltrip gets in Buddy's draft and gets hauled right into second place. Hey, third turn is hot. Ramos Stott in car 83 blew an engine, dumped oil through the whole turn, and spun in it. Then Marty Robbins in number 42 and James Hilton in car 48 hit the oil, lost control, and both cars spun and crashed going into turn 4. 3 more cars go out. The caution comes on. On the restart, Dave Marcus in the Dodge number 71 is the leader. Cuckoo Marlin in car 14 is second. But back in the pack is Pearson, Petty, Waltrip, and Baker. Watch this scramble. On the start, number 74, Randy Tissett punched his Chevy and blew the bottom out of the engine. He keeps it down on the apron, and there's no yellow. Down the back straight, Petty and Pearson pass Marlin, close on Dave Marcus, and through the third and fourth turns, get the first and second spots sewed up. On the tri-oval, right in front of the main grandstands, David Pearson goes high to the wall, pulls up on Petty, and at the end of the chute, the Purolator Mercury is back in the lead. There goes another one. That's Jim Vandiver. He lost it in the third turn and spun all the way to the fourth turn and down onto the infield. This brings out another yellow flag. Take a look at the greatest cruise in racing. Got tires and fuel. Some stops were completed in 15 seconds. We call that automotive service Southern style. Cuckoo Marlin is the leader as the green flag falls on the restart. In the first turn, the Dodge number 43 screams past Cuckoo to put Richard Petty, the king of the road, back in front. Down the long 4,000-foot back chute, it's Petty, Waltrip, Dick Brooks is third, and Buddy Baker moves into fourth. Darrell Waltrip is hot. fourth pocket, moves up alongside Petty to challenge. This Tennessee boy is one of the most promising young drivers on the NASCAR scene. He's proved he can run with the greatest. Now, Baker and Brooks split around Darrell to move up and battle for second. In the fourth turn, it's Brooks high, Baker low. When they come onto the tri-oval, Dick Brooks in the Ford number 90 pulls down on the second place spot. Entering turn 3, Buddy Baker lets it all hang out. He passes Richard, and the officials record a phenomenal 39 lead changes thus far. Baker's in front, Petty second. Waltrip and Brooks are side by side. Marlin is fifth, and now Pearson begins to close on the leader. Here comes Richard. Look out, fourth turn. Car 24, driven by Cecil Gordon, just blew an engine in the fourth turn, spun in his own oil, and slides down on the infield grass. With a yellow out, the sweepers head onto the track. Heavy traffic is all bunched up for this restart. At the dogleg, Waltrip moves up alongside Petty, and this time he's not to be denied. Entering the first turn, Darrell Waltrip puts the Terminal Transport Chevy number 17 out in front. That makes the 43rd lead change of the race. Darrell has no time to bask in the glory of the lead. On the back straight, they're all after him. And at the end of the chute, they've got him. In turn 3, it looks like a fighter squadron. Petty, Baker, Waltrip with Pearson in the pocket. Through 4, Baker and Waltrip dive into the low groove, and they both pass Petty. Pearson also passes to move into third. Richard may be having trouble. Petty is in trouble. He's slowed down considerably and begins to drop down on the apron. Grant Adcox in the Chevy number 41 pulls into the pits with a slashed tire. When you cut him at 185 miles per hour, this is the result. Now Richard Petty brings the Dodge Charger into the pits with a broken suspension. His crew was worried about the windshield holding together. The suspension system came as a surprise. This puts one of the strongest competitors in the business out of the race. As he climbed out, a pressurized water tank exploded. Pit personnel scattered in all directions. 2 were injured. Meanwhile, on the track, David Pearson takes over the lead in his Mercury number 21 when Buddy Baker heads for the pits. This is Baker's last scheduled stop of the day. They give him fuel and right-side rubber. Bud Moore and the crew match Buddy's speed on the track by getting him out in an unbelievable 12.4 seconds. That's the kind of teamwork that wins a race. On the next lap, Dick Brooks in car 90 inherits the lead when Pearson and Waltrip both head for the pits at the same time. As with Baker, this will be their last scheduled pit stop. However, neither David nor Darrell got new tires. It was fuel only. Buddy has new tires on the right side. This could make a difference. Race leader Dick Brooks also makes his last stop. It's a quick one, but he too gets fuel only. Pearson and Baker are door handle to door handle down the back chute. From here on, it's Katie bar the door in a flat-out run for the finish. In turn 3, Buddy wins the drag, and David falls in his draft. Darrell Waltrip pulls into the pits with engine troubles. His crew go under the hood, and Darrell will return to the race. On the track, the Baker-Pearson battle is a spectacle in speed. Two of the finest stock car drivers circling the fastest track in the world at speeds of nearly 192 miles per hour. Just a few feet apart. There's no room for a mistake. This is the greatest racing in America. For the past 2 laps, Buddy Baker has been stretching his lead over Pearson. He has the Ford positively wound out. There is no more, and they're coming up on the white flag. There it is. 1 more lap to go, and the crowd is delirious because now David Pearson is beginning to close. The Silver Fox is famous for last lap finishes. Now, can he do it? With $25,000 on the win spot, both cars are wound to the limit. Tack needles way over the red line. 2 4-wheeled missiles are screaming down the back chute, and David is closing. Now into turn 4. There have been 52 lead changes thus far. David Pearson is trying desperately to make it 53. There goes the slingshot out of the dogleg, but he can't do it. Buddy Baker wins the 5th annual Winston 500. David Pearson has to settle for 2nd. Dick Brooks takes 3rd, and Darrell Waltrip finishes 4th. Buddy Baker picks up his pit crew and heads for victory lane. Owner and crew chief Bud Moore tips his hat to a champion. David Pearson has won this race 3 times. Today, Buddy Baker beat the master of Talladega in a flat-out, no-holds-barred run for the wire. Out of 8 super speedway victories, Buddy said this was the greatest win in his career. Your car deserves all the care you can give it. So give it Blue Max, a superior grade car wax containing imported carnauba wax and the finest silicones and cleaning agents available for a deep, rich, long-lasting shine. And Blue Max is easy to apply, too. Blue Max, another fine product from Max Incorporated, part of Ashland Oil, a growing worldwide company.